So we have Angela with us today. Angela, if you just want to go ahead and tell a little bit of your story about when we met, actually, and after doing that scan, what you noticed.
Yes. Actually, the day that we met, I was coming from cycling class, and I was feeling very bad. My allergies were really bothering me. I was very congested, and I just got over a sinus infection, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you, and and I said, why not? Because I was feeling achy too.
Yeah.
So you mentioned to me how, talking about the nervous system and how things are affected. And when you started talking about the sinuses in the neck being, my neck being curved a certain way, the wrong way, I thought to myself, are you really? Because I really have some serious sinus issues. So that's when I decided to come on in and visit. And I would say after the first adjustment, honestly, I felt the difference. That night, I was able to sleep better.
Awesome.
Because I was having problems breathing, plus sleeping at night. And then after the second adjustment, it was like, wow, I can breathe better. I had more energy. I told Cheney, which is one of the instructors at Lifetime, she teaches cycling, which was my favorite class. I said, I feel a lot better now, because she was a little worried about me, because I would be right up in the front, and she can hear me gasping for air and, trying to suck down things. And so it was not a good feeling. But after my second adjustment and I went back, I felt so much better. I had so much more energy, stamina. I can go a lot longer.
Awesome.
And I just feel great right now. It's actually peak season for usually when I would feel my worst.
Allergies, sinuses, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. And I haven't taken any medication whatsoever.
Awesome.
And I feel great. I can walk outside and I can see the green stuff and not want to run back inside.
Absolutely. Yeah. What was life like even before that then? Like, give everybody a little bit better understanding as far as like, were you taking medication? How often did this happen? Or did you wake up every single day with, like, what did that look like for you?
Yes, I was taking medication almost every single day out of the year. I think I stopped somewhere at the end of November and started back up the end of January. So I got maybe 2 months of release. I was taking Zyrtec. And although the Zyrtec helped to get rid of the symptoms, it made me very tired, very lethargic, and I didn't have a lot of energy to do things. So, but that was almost every day out of the year. And it got, like I said, it would get really bad in the spring and in the fall. So there were times, to be honest with you, because I wanted some energy. I wouldn't take the Zyrtec, so I would just suffer. And I'll be honest with you, last spring, I had 2 sinus infections. So it has
a good start for this year then.
Yeah, no sinus infections whatsoever. By this time last year, I've already had one.
Yep.
So.
So one more question for you too, because I know this was your first ever experience with chiropractic.
Yes.
And not really understanding how the nerve system plays a part in function and, all of those symptoms that you were feeling, if there's interference in the body, how that can actually affect that. For anybody who else that you may know, or even for everybody out there who is suffering with allergies or, the sinus congestion, the itchy, watery eyes, or the post-nasal drip, or whatever that looks like for them, what would be your best recommendation for them as far as like steps to take, whether that's chiropractic or nutrition or the things that you've really noticed have really played a huge part?
Well, honestly, I know a lot of people who had the problems that I had, and especially at work, and they were taking medication. I've had people say to me before I started chiropractic care, maybe you should try Allegra. It doesn't make you as tired as Zyrtec. And so they're suffering as well. Even though they're taking the medication, they're still suffering.
Still having the same issues.
Yeah, and I've already recommended, I said, you know what, I would try chiropractic care because it has worked for me. I'm not taking any medication. And these are people that know me.
Yeah.
They know how I suffered. And they're like, are you serious?
It seems too good to be true. Right?
Yeah, but they know, they're like, well, she's not suffering anymore. So there must be something to it. So far, 3 people at work visited the chiropractor, and they're like, oh, thank you so much for recommending that. So it's, I mean, I would definitely recommend it.
That's awesome.
And to me, it's a more natural way of
Absolutely.
Of healing yourself. I mean, I think back at all the money I spent on Zyrtec and the fact that I still felt bad the whole time that I'm taking it. So yeah, big difference.
Awesome. Well, I know you've been coming for about 2 months now. Even besides the allergy stuff, what have been the other big changes that you've noticed as far as how you've been feeling and what you've noticed since starting chiropractic care?
Lots of energy. For one thing, I would say after maybe the first, maybe a week and a half that I was coming, I actually started getting up at 4:30 in the morning, which I would have never done.
Yeah.
Just to work out. Unbelievable. 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
so
that's early.
I mean, I was getting a good night's sleep. So I would just wake up without the alarm clock, and I'm looking around like,
yeah.
I'm awake. So why not work out?
Absolutely.
4:30 in the morning. So the energy, the awareness of the awareness of what's going on in my body, being able to really know if I'm having pain or if a cold is coming on or anything. I mean, just being aware has really increased tremendously. I would say even my digestive system, to be honest with you too, that's another thing that I've noticed. And when I think about it, it's one of those things where, you're like, something's different, but you can't put your finger on it. Yeah, you're like, something's really, really different. Just eating really healthy foods in the past, honestly, used to bother me. I used to think to myself, well, if I eat too much of this green stuff, I'm going to feel bad.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
So it's one thing leads to the next, and the next, and the next, which is awesome.
So there were a lot more benefits than what I actually came for.
Yeah.
As soon as you talked about sinuses and how it works and how my neck was curved the wrong way and how it's putting pressure on those nerves that are sending signals to my sinuses. That's all I could think of. I was like, are you serious? I'm coming.
Let's go take a look, right? Yeah.
Somebody please help.
Yeah.
But like I said, there were way more benefits than just that. So.
That's good. Well, let's do this. Let's head next door, and I'm gonna actually pull up because we just went over her 2-month checkup X-rays and had some really awesome changes. So we'll actually pull those up for you guys too, so you can kind of see what that looks like as far as corrective care and the structural changes that in the spine that actually help improve function and everything there too. So let's do this. Let's head next door real quick, and we'll take a look.